Hey people, what's going on? Hope everybody's doing well. Well, this is kind of an update of where I'm at the moment from my last video. If you don't know what's going on, if you didn't watch my last video, sit back, I'm gonna explain. Let's go to the intro. Well, if this is your first time here, my name is Richie and this is my channel, Bronx Brothers Motorcycles. I am getting my bike ready, my '09 Electra Glide, and we're going to be heading out west. We're going to be going to the Harley-Davidson Museum. It's about approximately a little bit over 1,000 miles. We're going to do it in 2 days. There's 5 of us going. So I'm doing a few things different to my bike to get it ready for the long ride ahead. So let me get right to it and show you what I've done and what I'm doing. One of the things I've done is I put the lowers back on. This bike, a lot of times I use it without the tour pack. I got the tour pack back on. I also have put on these arm lights here from Custom Dynamics, as well as a light bar. This light bar is new. I've just installed that. What else have I done to get it ready for a long ride? I polished the paint. That has nothing to do with the long ride, but everything to do with making the bike look its best. I gave it a detail wash. It took me about 7.5 hours to do it. The bike is pristine at the moment. It's in very good condition. I mean, I would say it's kind of looks new. So why is the seat off and what's going on with that? Well, one of the things I've installed is a rear camera, just like your car. You got a rear view camera. And if you didn't watch my other video, it's not completely hooked up yet, but I just turned that on. Well, when the bike is running, I hit a button right here and I can see who's behind me. Let me open this door. The downside of how the camera is set up right now is that it's underneath the tour pack there, as you can see, and I'm seeing half of the screen shows underneath the tour pack. So I asked for some advice and on my last video, and one of my viewers commented. He said, if you don't use the tour pack all the time, I wouldn't put a hole in it, because my question was, should I drill a hole here, which I really don't feel like doing? And his comment made a lot of sense to me, because I don't always use that tour pack. A lot of times I ride without it, and also I have that one up there that I ride with sometimes. If the trip is not too far, but it's maybe a 2 or 3 day trip, I may take the smaller tour pack. So what I've decided to do is I'm gonna lower the camera, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do that. But not only that, the thing is that I can now, because of that idea, I can set the camera up even when I don't have a tour pack. And again, I'm gonna explain all of that to you here in a few. I'm gonna show you how I did it. So let me get right to that. What else am I doing? The other thing that I'm doing is I have to install these lights. And this one, I have to connect them, not install them, because they are installed. But as you can see in here, all I have is the wires, okay? So these 3 wires here are for the light bar. This is called a light bar. I've referred to it as a light bar to a few people. They don't know what I'm talking about. A lot of bikes come with a light bar. Honda, Gold Wings, Indians. There's a lot of different bikes. This is called the bar. Okay. The other thing is these arm lights from Custom Dynamics. Right here, they're LED. So what happened was, here's the saga to continue. I'm gonna close this door. The reason these lights didn't work was, and I wasn't able to tell you, I wasn't able to figure it out on my last video, is I called Custom Dynamics yesterday morning, and let me tell you, their customer service is #1. I really appreciate the way they operate their customer service. You call them and they stay there with you with the problem. So what happened was, when I bought these lights, I bought them from JP Cycles. The wrong harness was in the pack, and I went over it with the guy, and I told him what I had received. I said I had it all hooked up and it wasn't working, but the big thing was that they weren't working, and that the harness wasn't the right one. So when I explained to the guy what harness I had, I told him, and there's a little black piece that has a ground to it. It seems to be a ground, and I don't know where to plug that in. And these guys really know their business. They have a lot of products. It was surprising to me that he knew exactly how this harness was. And when I told him about that little black piece, he goes, "What do you mean a black piece?" He says, "It shouldn't have a black piece." And then I explained some more, and then he says, "Oh, you have the wrong harness. That's not the one that goes for your bike." So they are sending me out a new harness overnight. So that was yesterday, and I am waiting on the UPS man to send me that, to deliver that harness here any minute. The other thing that I found out was, I wanted to put the tail light bar, hook them up to these, okay? Because this light bar has 3 functions. It has turn, brake, and turn, okay? And these are turn. So I said I could hook it up to that, and I'll figure out the brake anyhow. Long story short, I asked him, I says, "Do you guys have anything that I can add some lights to?" And he says, "Yes." He says, "We have a plug that is specifically for that." He goes, "What you do is you plug it in here, run the wire, these wires under the seat to there." He says, "And your light bar will work as intended. You will have a brake light and turn signal lights. And when you're not doing either one of those, the bar is lit. So when you turn, it flashes on and off. And when you brake, if you can see, it has 3 wires. So there is a second set of lights in there. There's the regular running light that stays on continuously, and then when you apply the brake, another set of lights come on to make it even brighter. And on this motorcycle, I have the flasher, which is this unit here, this blue unit. And with that flasher, you can select up to, I believe it's 12 different flash patterns. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's what I'm talking about, okay? And there's one that goes even more. You see, I'm just touching the brake and it flashes like that to call attention, okay? And there is a little knob on here. Where is it? Where's the little knob? Don't make me look bad. There's a knob somewhere. I know there is because I selected it. Anyhow, there's a little knob with numbers on it, and you are able to select what light pattern, flash pattern rather, comes on. You know, the reason I don't put it, there's one that flashes a lot and for a longer period of time, but you have to be considerate of the guys, you know, riding behind you, because I ride with a group a lot of times. And you imagine that you're the guy behind me and I'm flashing this thing and it's just constantly flashing, you know. And a lot of times you let go of the brake, you're at a light, and then the bike might roll a little bit and you touch it again and it's just gonna be flashing a lot in their face. So I pick a more simple flash. The idea with the flash is that it calls the attention of the drivers behind you rather than just a steady light. Did you see it did that? So I held it a little longer. So I'm gonna put the brake on and you could see, watch. It did that all on its own. So it flashes 3 times, it pauses, and then it flashes 3 times again. But the idea is that it calls the attention of the drivers behind you, the cars, because just a solid red light, you know, you're on a bike, you don't want to get rear-ended. So that is where I'm at. At this point, it's a matter of just doing the work. So I have to go to the hardware store and pick up one part so that I can make this happen with the camera, and then it's just a matter of running the lights. I wanted to point out, for this to be a quick disconnect on the tour pack, the idea is that all these wires disconnect under the seat, because you don't want to have the plugs in here and then when you go to take the tour pack off, you now have a big bundle of wires that you have to deal with and try to hide on the bike. So the best way to do it is to have all the wires run to here, the connection is here. When I take the tour pack off, I can pull those wires out and it's nice and clean under there. That's what I'm gonna do, and I learned that from my friends. He has a well, he sold that one and has a new one, a CVO, but he put the quick disconnect tour pack and it had a big old plug, and we were trying to figure out, where do we put this thing? It doesn't fit under the seat really. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make sure that all these wires run there and they unplug under the seat. Now what I could do also is have 2 plugs to make it, just in case I want to take it off, put it on, I don't have to take the seat off every time. It may be something where I want to take it off, you know, for a day, but the next day I'm going to put it back on. That might be a case where I just unplug it over here. But in the long run, and a lot of times I run this bike without a tour pack for months, for a few months, because I'm not going anywhere far. So that is where I'm at. I have to wire this up to the front and I have to finish the camera. I did the oil change. I'm having a little problem putting this lower on here, but I will get it. I did the oil change yesterday. I just did the motor because I want to say it probably has, I don't know, less than 2,000 miles on the transmission fluid and the primary. So I'm not going to change those out. I checked my tire pressure. I've basically gone through everything. She's ready to go except for those few little things. Today is Tuesday and I will be making, should be finished by, I'm hoping, tomorrow. And then as a YouTuber, you know, something you guys don't realize, it takes me a lot of time to gather the equipment that I'm going to take, and also charge up all the batteries, tools. I'm taking all these tools right here, plus an air pump, plus a battery jumper, just in case somebody's battery dies. So I am taking these 2 items as well. That's the air pump which I've done a review on this channel. If you go back through my videos, and I also have a jumper. I have not done a review on this. This usually stays in my wife's car, and I have one in my car. And my daughter has used it as well. So we share that. This thing works great for as small as it is. I mean, it jumps my truck, so I'm really impressed. But that's the bag of tools I'm taking. Have a little bit of everything, and the guys are taking. You know, this is you're gonna be 2 days away from the house. You want to make sure that you have the right tools should anything happen to any one of us. So that's where I'm at. Hey, pardon the interruption. Did I tell you that on this channel we talk about all different motorcycles and brands? We do installation videos of a lot of different parts and accessories. We do reviews on gear, equipment. One of my favorites is touring. We've been to California, New Orleans, Maine, Key West. That's pretty much what this channel is all about. Anything and everything to do with motorcycles. Stuff that you're really gonna like. Anyway, let's continue with the video. Well, somebody's a happy camper. The parts came in. I already did the arm lights on the sides of the tour pack. Those work great. I am now wiring up the light bar. Might seem like overkill, but this is the only wire I have. That gauge. That's my wire bin. And it requires 5 different wires. All different functions. So that's where I'm at right now. Let me get this thing finished up. There's the light, the camera. So basically what I did was I ran this bar down from that hole. Now I'm gonna make it a lot shorter. I'm gonna cut it right here and use that hole as the mounting hole. So let's get with that. Okay, so I have the lights hooked up. Let's show you what we got. So first of all, show you my little MacGyver hookup right there, and that's gonna be how I'm gonna show you how the brake operates. Let's just turn the switch on and go back here. Now you can see the light bar. That is pretty much what you're going to be seeing at night if you're behind me. And when I put the brakes on, that's what you'll see. I'm happy with it. It lights it up pretty good in the back. And let's see what the signal lights look like. The other thing that I wanted to mention is I'm happy that it works with the flasher for the rest of the lights. They all flash together, including the arms, which you really haven't seen. Right there, see, they flash as well. They really brighten up when you put the brakes on. Wiring for this wasn't bad with that universal plug. Everything is labeled. It's pretty simple to do. So that's that. Let's show you the signal lights. There you go. I mean, those are the hazards, but you get the idea. You know, I did wish that the 2 side ones stayed lit the whole time, and when I used it as a signal they would cut off. Unfortunately, that's not the way it works. It works only in the off position. So that's where I'm at. I'm happy with it. I think everything looks good. I really like the arm lights. They look professional. There you go, that's one signal light. And don't forget, I have the sequential light that goes on the bottom lip of my saddlebag. This here, it's a sequential light. Now we'll show you the other custom dynamics lights that I have. Is this light bar here, the headlight. It's a pro beam, and when you lean, it lights up the side so that it illuminates the side of the road for you that you're turning into. This is a custom dynamics light tip. Those are LEDs. They're pretty bright. Woo, real bright when you stand in front of it. This is Arlen Ness, this ring. The headlight itself is custom dynamics. The side arms, they call them, are custom dynamics. The fender tip is custom dynamics. The license plate light is custom dynamics. The license plate frame, that license plate frame is actually a signal light eliminator. This bike came with those big, in my opinion, ugly lollipop lights, and that plate there eliminated that. As you can see here is where the two mounting bolts were, and it covers them up nicely. And that's why I put the signal lights on the bags. And now I have the Tour Pack arms as well as the signal lights light bar, and that is pretty much it. I am happy with the results. Let's proceed. Well, I'm happy to announce I got the camera set up. I just have to tighten everything down. It took me about 15-20 minutes to get it finished. So let me show you what I've done. Instead of drilling the hole, made a little bracket, as you can see there. I mean, this hole was already there, so and that is pretty much it. So I made this little, I don't know what to call it, angle bracket out of a piece of aluminum bar. Drilled 2 holes in it, bent it, and that is it. It's the same bar I used to mount these. If you haven't watched that video and you have these, I'm not paying $400 for those brackets, which you can't really even see. So anyhow, the big thing with the camera is that the blind spot on that is amazing. Look at where this trailer is. Let me get you closer to the camera. Okay, now look at where the trailer is. I mean, for watching my blind spots, that is fantastic. It really is. The thing that took me the longest was adjusting the camera angle like this. This bike has to come this way a little bit. I mean, I can't really tell if it's 100%, you know what I mean? The other thing is these guidelines here for parking. I don't know how to get rid of them on the XAV 7000, so I guess I'll just have to live with it. But in all honesty, I mean, looking at that screen and looking at my blind spots, look at this cage here, that. So I can't see that from in here. You can almost see the whole rear gate. This is what I can see. So I mean, The view of that camera is really outstanding. Look at how far I have to go to be able to see that. So I am happy with the results. Now I just have to fit the lower. I did the tires already. And that's pretty much it. Put the bags on and get ready to go. This is what it looks like in the daytime, because I did start it up last night for you guys. Let me get my handy dandy brake lever over here. I think that does the trick. I tell you, to get your attention. Signal light with the brake. So I'm happy with the results. And as you know, the side here, they call them side arms, they also flash. So it's a real attention getter. And that camera, I'm happy with. Is outstanding. You know, instead of lowering this and making another mark on the handlebar, all I did was take this bracket and turn it upside down. So now my phone sits a little bit lower and still angled up at me. And I can angle this up or straight down. The thing is, this is where my music is, my GPS, CarPlay. Once I plug that in, I have CarPlay. So, I think we are getting there. I still have the battery. I'm using this little battery to power up the camera. So I have to now hook the camera up to the main battery so that I can look through the camera. But I am happy with the results. I have plenty of lighting on the front of this bike. Let's stand over here. I mean, there's all kind of lights. There's top headlight and the bottom one. And on the side view, you see that amber, barely, but you do see it. You see the arm light. You see a little bit of the tip. Depends what angle you're in too. I wanted to point out, or rather show you, how I put together the wires. This is the liner. There we go. This is it. I mean, it's very nice. I mean, everything that's new is nice. It's velcroed in there. There's velcro on the sides here. There's velcro back here. Here, I don't know if you can hear it. Here on the sides. There's velcro in a lot of areas. So, this is the pocket. This came from factory. If you don't know, you can put your registration in there. That's where the owner's manual is. They do sell something for up here, an organizer with pockets. I'm considering that. Basically it goes there, mounted there. It's got a hard back, so you can put stuff in the pockets. Considering it. Not sure if I want to do that or not. Says do not put more than 30 pounds in the tour pack. Yeah, that's not like it. Anyhow, so the wiring is all under here. I did a good job tying it all together, taping it together so that it's not gonna get wore out with stuff rubbing. And then I put it inside this plastic liner here, and it goes all the way to the front. So it's a clean thing. Now I'm gonna put this inside there as well. This is the camera wire right there. I'm gonna put that in there. And let me show you what the saddlebags look like. Sequential lighting is the word. You can see it there. And then for the camera, show you exactly how it works. Slide, camera, boom, that's it. And there you see it. And then back, go back. That's all. Well, I got her ready for the trip. I got my little handy dandy bags over here. I have 2 of these. I put those on when I go on long rides. Let me show you what the inside of the tour pack looks like now that there's more light. I really like how clean that looks and how it came out. And let me show you the inside. Sorry about the weed whacker. Let me show you the inside of my bags. I have this diamond pattern bag liners. These bag liners are really cool. They protect whatever you put in there. This pocket I love. I think I've said that before, but I really think that's a great addition. I'm gonna clean that out, and I put certain things in there. Easy to reach things. Anyway, the chrome is all shiny. The paint looks fabulous. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the sun, but nevertheless. So she's ready to roll. And as you would have it, you know, getting ready for this thing, and work kind of picks up on my last week. So I have another week of very busy work. I'm not complaining, I'm merely sharing, but that's the nature of the beast when you own a business. It's like everything is piled up on you at the last minute, and maybe it's just because since I know I'm leaving, I'm fretting. Anyhow, if you haven't subscribed, I urge you to please do so. We're gonna do some fantastic touring of this beautiful country of ours. The weather seems to be cooling down a bit, which is really good. I'm not complaining. It's in the 80s these days. You know, 2 weeks ago it was 109, the feels like. In other words, the air temperature, or however they call that, actual temperature was like 98. We're gonna be going to Wisconsin to the Harley-Davidson Museum. We're gonna be going to the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. We're gonna be going to Chicago. We're gonna be going to the Gilmore Museum, also in Michigan. We're gonna be going to Cleveland, Ohio. We're gonna be doing some fantastic touring of this beautiful country, like I said. And so you don't miss it, you need to subscribe. Do it now. I will catch you on the next one. You all take care of yourself. Watch out with the crazy people on the roads. Adios.